I introduce you to Dr. Rajiv Chibbar, who is a senior corporate affairs, policy, communication, and media strategist with experience across several industries, including pharmaceuticals, medical device development sector, health, environment, climate change, energy and sustainable development, and education. Dr. Chibbar is the technical advisor at policies at the Association of Indian Medical Device Industry and also the Vice President External Affairs at Sahajanand Medical Technologies, the leading developer and manufacturer of minimally invasive coronary stent system in South Asia. I now request Dr. Rajiv Chibbar, who is also the guest of honor for the day, to address the audience with his keynote speech.
A very good evening to all of you. Dr. Sharma, Dr. Gopalan, Jackie, the moderator for today, Miss Natasha, Tejinder ji, Nimrod, Hila, Eyal, everyone. I welcome every one of you today to this very exciting India-Israel Partnership Forum. Well, as Hari has already given a brief introduction about myself, I am a communications expert as well as a leading expert in terms of policy interventions. And over the past COVID era, we've worked a lot with both the countries to really bridge the gap between knowledge as well as implementation. So I'll put my introduction into three parts, or my talk into three parts. One will be on the present IMED scenario, what IMED is. The second would be on the India-Israel relationships, and then it'll be on the way forward, how we are looking at forging the relationship forward. So just to give you a brief introduction, IMED is an umbrella or association of Indian manufacturers of medical devices with a primary membership of over 300 manufacturers and 200 associate members. This umbrella body represents the interest of almost more than 12,000 manufacturers in India itself. The dark cloud of COVID-19 has given one silver lining to IMED, is the Make in India initiative of medical devices, and it has become a very valued entity. In fact, the Prime Minister himself has said a lot of times at every forum, and recently at his speech on Independence Day, he's alluded to it, and we are committed to the Prime Minister's clarion call. Currently, we're working very closely with the Government of India, the Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ministry of Commerce, the Director General of Foreign Trade, as well as a lot of country associations as a facilitator between the government and the medical device manufacturers for ramping up capacity and addressing production bottlenecks during this national emergency. We're basically, working under a couple of manufacturing, segments. So India has a very good segment for disposables, consumables, medtech, electronic equipments as such. Then we have implants, diagnostics, and instruments. All this is an aegis under which our member companies are, and we've got an extraordinary export summary of medical devices, which we are very much capable of, whether it's in implants, whether it is in consumables, electronic equipments. It's really surged ahead. IVDs is an area where we're really surging ahead. And this COVID has actually given us a chance to really prove our mettle, and how domestic manufacturers within the countries with technological help from overseas as well as global know-hows can really make the most use to really come up well during the COVID era. Now, I've given you a brief around what IMED was, and to be honest, we've also got very big aspirations in terms of really emulating what other countries are doing. We don't want to really ape it in that sense, but we want to really come up with the technological know-how of how to get the best and implement it in a country which is as big as India, having various dimensions, having various demographic profiles, as well as disease profiles. But to be honest, India-Israel bilateral ties and relations between the two countries have been increasing beyond political, economic, and defense sectors. It is now a very vibrant people-to-people interaction, and we are having strategic dialogues in the areas of not only science and technology, agriculture, or space cooperation, but now specifically into healthcare. And I'm very proud to say that earlier through IMED, our President IMED, Mr. Rajiv Nath, did make a very good presentation around how India and Israel companies can really come and forge into this whole era of healthcare and technological intervention. So, but to be honest, I'm personally very amazed by the way we have really, forged the ties even during this COVID era. I remember when the time when COVID virus had really taken forward, the entire world was under a blanket. It halted trillions of dollars of trades between both the countries. Um, it slowed down a lot of pace, but then it during that time itself, both the countries got closer and both the countries worked towards it. The friendship is certainly a yardstick for many others, and I'm really grateful to both the prime ministers of both the countries whose encouragement not only to the Israelis but the global world to adopt real-time mainstream technologies to really avert this kind of a scenario. So to be taking certain examples, I mean, India, obviously we've got so much of close linkages and ties between Israel. I would really say India has also forged ahead, and it's really taken a lot of efforts to also take and cement those ties. If I roughly remember, during April, we sent to Israel medical equipment as well as I guess tons of medicines, including HCQ, which was earlier dubbed as a game changer, but now we've moved forward to that. We had special requests from both the sides to come up with medical supplies to technology. This was a big boost. In fact, the Israeli prowess in the field of defense and agriculture has always given the confidence, but now it's showing a growing interest in the digital health solution areas also. Today, we also have a lot of colleagues who are speakers going to give you an example of this. But this is a big boost as far as India's Prime Minister recently announced during the digital healthcare mission, which was a new era in the Indian healthcare itself. So from remotely monitoring and managing COVID-19 patients to digitalize detection of infection chains to improve population adherence to government and social distancing guidelines, India has reached out to Israel for medtech solutions and companies also which are working to improve the prevention, detection, treatment of coronavirus and other diseases also, especially non-communicable diseases. In fact, our Department of Science and Technology has come up with a suggestive list of nearly 30 innovative technologies on COVID-19 from Israeli companies itself, and it's been an interest area between both the researchers as well as the companies from both sides. We've had a lot of digital help from both the countries. We've looked at human behavior platforms. We've looked at how governments have enabled this and how health organizations need to monitor and control the spread of COVID-19. And this has happened because our ties have not only been in terms of just economic ties. This has been a mutual consent between us. So I really commend both the sides. I really commend both the prime ministers to take this forward. There's a lot which we can do. There's a lot which how we can take both the countries forward. I mean, the way forward could be, while high-level political and strategic engagement will continue to be between both the countries, it's an important aspect here to look at how medical tourism can also be forged between both of us, because an aspect of bilateral relationship is between both of us with technology acumen, both at the Israeli counterparts as well as the Indian counterparts. This is a big area which we need to develop. This is a big area which we can actually look at the availability of large-scale infrastructure which India has with the technological acumen which Israel has. The idea here is to have both countries take forward trade relationships beyond that, historical relationships. Healthcare is a new binding area. So we need to look at co-production, and a co-production in order to really produce accessible and affordable products, which both the countries have. The prowess between both the countries in terms of technology is immense, and we've learned a lot from both the countries. I would say if if we take it forward, we could reduce dependency on major countries like China, US, and other European countries. We could still have a bilateral agreement between all these things. Similarly, as Dr. Sharma just said, medical education is an area of academics that can be utilized as another key component to foster better ties. There's enough R&D happening. There's enough, learnings which we can really see between each other. So I would say now the era begins where we would be able to forge much better, where our ties will be able to really look beyond what is required against COVID, and look as the healthcare sector as a new dawn rather than only working towards one thing. So these are my views, and I welcome everyone to this platform. Over to you, Hari.